What is up, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Global back here with another video, and in this one, guys, I got some really good news for you as Patriots quarterback, rookie quarterback at that, only his second year and first starting year in the NFL, Jarrett Stidham, is working out with Julian Edelman, and they reportedly have been working out together regularly this offseason. Now, just real quick, guys, if you are someone who is very much into fantasy football, you do it to try to make money, or you just do it for bragging rights, go ahead and check the link in my description below. I have a training course you guys can get to dominate 2020 fantasy football. It's the only one out there, so go check it out. And of course, if you guys also want to be featured on the channel, come on and talk some Patriots with me. If you guys want to join a Patriots-only Discord with people who are Patreons and me talking about life and just Patriots football, or play some one-on-one Madden or Fortnite or whatever, go ahead and check the link in the description to my Patreon. Now, the Patriots and every other NFL team has had to do something that we have never had to do in NFL history, and that is we are having a virtual offseason. Okay, by now, we would have been doing multiple offseason workouts. We would have had the new guys already coming in, training with the team. We would have had mini camp, OTAs already. Training camp is right around the bend in just a little bit more than a month. Now, we are on pace for that to potentially happen, but nothing is 100% confirmed. And if it does happen, are fans going to be let in? Are the reporters even going to be let in? This is specifically worrisome to the New England Patriots as they are going into the first season without Tom Brady. They're at a position where the leader of the team, the quarterback, the leader of the offense, a guy that is supposed to put points up for this team, is going to be a guy that has never started in the NFL before. Then you mix in the fact that he's not having a first offseason like any other starting quarterback would. You know, he's not able to truly work with the coaches, physically at least. He's not able to work with his receivers. I mean, we're talking about guys like Jacoby Myers, Damiere Byrd, N'Keal Harry, Julian Edelman, all of the guys that he is going to have to build a connection with because they're essentially the guys he's going to be throwing the ball to next season. Now, if you guys are subscribed to the channel, which if you aren't, I highly suggest that you guys do it, only because I make content about the New England Patriots and I cover each and every single last little detail. But if you are subscribed, you know that a few days ago I made a video that the Massachusetts governor is actually opening up sports teams in Massachusetts to be able to go ahead and return to practice. Now, that is big news. That is a huge step in the right direction for the Patriots, but the downside to this part is the fact that the NFL is trying to make sure that every NFL team is going to be treated equally. Basically, what that means is that they are not going to let the Patriots or any other NFL team go ahead and get back to practice, get back to work within their facilities, getting coaches and players and everyone back together, getting into mini camp and OTAs and potential training camp until all 32 NFL teams are allowed to. And basically, how that is going to happen is each governor within each state. So let's say if you're an Arizona fan, the Cardinals. Let's say you're a Giants fan or a Jets fan. Now, that governor in that specific place is going to have to open it up, basically meaning that if there are 31 teams in which the governor allows them to return to sports activities and practices, but there's that one team whose governor hasn't opened it up yet, then that means that none of those teams are going to be able to practice. All 32 NFL teams have to be allowed to do it legally, meaning that the governor from their specific place is going to have to do that. A big question for me at the receiver position heading into next season is going to be a guy like Julian Edelman. You know, we've heard a lot about guys like Jacoby Myers and N'Keal Harry when we're related back to their connection with Jarrett Stidham, but we have not really heard anything about Julian Edelman and Jarrett Stidham. You know, we haven't heard about the connection and how they're playing together, and that's definitely worrisome. You know, Julian Edelman is essentially the face of the franchise for New England. Brady's out the door. Gronk's out the door. The Patriots need a leader, and at this point, that guy is going to be Julian Edelman. When you look at the offense, the leader, the guy that everybody's going to look to pretty much at this point, including Jarrett Stidham, is going to be Edelman. He's going to be a huge factor this upcoming season, and basically just how things are going to run. Now, will his stats and projection be as high as it was, let's say, last season or the year prior? Well, that's a different story. But with the veteran aspect of Julian Edelman and Jarrett Stidham working out together on their own time, and as it was reported by ESPN's and Boston's Mike Reese, who is a fantastic reporter, very reliable, I must say, this could be very good for the Patriots. And if you're Patriots fans, this is exactly the news you wanted to hear. Now, guys, real quick, I gotta let you know that there is no shortage of action going on with our exclusive partners, betonline.ag. For those of you who are NASCAR fans, I'm sure you know that NASCAR is back, and BetOnline has hundreds of games and events and sports that you can still get on despite what is going on in the world. They are bringing Vegas to you, in fact. I know that a lot of people here are also fans of the NFL, and BetOnline has both NFL, NBA, and UFC simulated $10,000 Madden bracket challenges. Basically what that is a March Madness style NFL simulation tournament that you can enter for completely free. If this is something that interests you guys, visit the website or use your mobile device and join today to receive your new welcome bonus and check out all of the action, guys. BetOnline, your online wagering solution. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are wondering, how do we even know this? Like I mentioned, Mike Reese reported it, but the report came in the aftermath of a social media post by a former Boston Red Sox player, in which he apparently had been spending time with Julian Edelman. Stidham shared the picture with a simple caption saying, and I quote, "We've been at it, where you at, bro?" This created a lot of speculation about the two practicing together. And I know that a lot of Patriots fans are probably going to be like, well, we need to hear this about the other receivers. Why is he not working out with N'Keal Harry? Why is he not working out with Jacoby Myers? Why is he not working out with Damiere Byrd, Marquise Lee? And guys, you do still have to remember that there is a pandemic going around. There is only so much that they can do. And when they're able to get back to practice, then yeah, he will be able to work with all of those guys. And we are in a good direction heading to that point. But if there is any guy that I would want Jarrett Stidham to be working with, if I had to choose one, it would be Julian Edelman. And that fact comes to the point where, again, Julian Edelman is a veteran. He has seen what it's like for years around the NFL. He knows how to pick apart defenses. He knows what's successful. He knows what isn't successful. Let's keep in mind that he was Brady's go-to guy. Him and Brady had a brotherhood for years. And I think because of that, he can really translate that into helping Jarrett Stidham. He can help with his mechanics, because let's also keep in mind that Julian Edelman used to be a quarterback, and a good one at that. But he can help him transition from being a rookie quarterback going into his first season in the NFL. Like I mentioned earlier, with this whole pandemic going around, it's definitely not going to help out Jarrett Stidham. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by that is that Jarrett Stidham is not having the opportunity that every other guy has had coming into their rookie year. Guys like Drew Brees or Tom Brady, or even other guys who maybe aren't as successful. Ryan Tannehill, Marcus Mariota. Like I said, this has never happened in NFL history before. And if the NFL season starts at a regular time, everyone is going to be a bit far back because the NFL offseason is not as scheduled as it is supposed to be and how it has been, compared to recent years. Because of that, it's going to put Jarrett Stidham very much behind for a guy who needs to start creating a relationship and trust and chemistry with his receivers, being the fact that, this is going to be his first year as a starter. So he doesn't really have that, and this is the time that he would be building that up. Having that connection with Julian Edelman is going to be very important because, like I mentioned, he is a veteran. So if Edelman can be that guy that he was for Brady, but be that for Stidham, and be that scapegoat for Stidham when Stidham's in pressure, then one, that's going to be good for Edelman's statistics, but two, that is going to help out in moving the ball but also helping to determine the success of this offense heading into 2020. Now, while they are working out together and they're doing this on their own, which is a great showcase of responsibility and what is in store for this upcoming season and how serious both of them are, what we do have to remember is that they have not been able to showcase any significant in-game reps alongside each other. Let's also remember that the only time that they were on the same field in a game setting came in the preseason of last year during the Patriots versus New York Giants when Stidham and Edelman shared 5 snaps, just 5 snaps together in that lineup, which resulted in a 20-yard pass connection. Before this news dropped, I was honestly at a point where I was questioning the amount of looks Julian Edelman was going to get heading into 2020. Now, of course, he is still the best receiver. He's going to be the number 1 guy still, but we hadn't heard much of him and Stidham. Not even this offseason, but even last offseason, we heard a lot about Jacoby Myers and N'Keal Harry. We really didn't hear anything about the connection between Edelman and Stidham, and yeah, that started to worry me. But I think after hearing this, the fact that Stidham is getting a chance to work out with Edelman multiple times. I mean, they're getting together on the regular, which is something that Stidham hasn't been doing with any of the other guys because he's been really unable to do so. I think that the connection between Julian Edelman and Jarrett Stidham could be really good heading into this next season, especially because they are just working very hard at building that chemistry. Again, I just think something big to remember here about chemistry and building a bond is that it goes much farther than, okay, do you know where each other's going to be on the field? Can you think the same? It also goes back to, well, how are you personally? How do you guys connect off the field? And they're definitely building that up also, and it's going to be highly important, which again, Jarrett Stidham has not been able to do with these other guys. But that is going to be it for today's video. What are your guys' thoughts on Jarrett Stidham and Julian Edelman working out together on the regular outside of the facility? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Guys, give this video a big thumbs up as it really helps me and the channel out. And consider subscribing to the channel for all of your New England Patriots content. Like always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.